Hey guys, we all humans we have atoms inside of us. Atoms have electrons, and inside inside of our atoms, these electrons are traveling at 8% the speed of light. So that's how fast it's going. Uh, that's a few minutes around the world. Its velocity, it's incredible. Um, anyway, the point is the electrons, depending how fast or how slow they spin, they control your time. So either your time slows or your time speeds up. For instance, if you have a person right here, excuse my drawings, and he's on top of a mountain, uh, the mountain is extra mass. So it's basically mass, and it slows down your electrons. And so when it slows down your electrons, you age quicker. Remember, the faster you get close to the speed of light, time slows down, and it gets slower and slower the faster the velocity of is reached to the speed of light. In this case, the faster electrons spin close to the speed of light, the slower time gets. Uh, that's how space travel works. But actually, what causes that is the mass. The more mass it pulls on your electrons, it's like having a magnet on a spinning washer, and as soon as you get it close to it, you kind of put the brakes on and you slow down the velocity of the washer spinning on a string. So that's the way it works. So we know that fabric of time itself is flat, or in some cases tubular. But anyway, let's say the surface is flat. Let's pretend it's flat, and so we have a planet, and it curves the fabric of time itself. So that curvature of time, that affects time itself. Okay, so anytime you have a dentation in the fabric, it actually affects time itself, because the fabric uh, of the universe is basically like a bed sheet. You put marbles and they rolled around, and they create a dentation, and that's what these are. So even a black hole will actually create a massive dentation, and affect time itself. Well, anyway, um, if you are a human on a planet or on the surface of the fabric of time and space itself, you're affected by time itself, because fabric of time and space itself is time itself. Basically, how should I say this? Electrons, because of the mass of the planets, the sun, the black hole inside, everything has matter, and all matter in the universe has electrons, and they're all spinning at different velocities, and each one goes at their own speed of time, or sometimes they synchronize. But anyway, the point is, if you are above, let's say, way above the fabric of time, like right here, like higher up, your electrons will start spinning faster and faster. Why? Because the closer you get to a matter on the surface of a fabric, then it'll act like extra mass. It'll start putting the brakes on your velocity electrons and start taking away the velocity. So if you get close to the surface of the fabric of the universe or the planets, it's like a magnet. It'll start taking away the velocity of your, for example, your washer on a string spinning on a pencil, and you get a magnet close to it, and it'll take the velocity out. So basically, you put the brakes on the closer you go to the masses. Like a large planet, it'll take away the velocity of the electrons, and therefore you age quicker. But if you go higher up, you're away from the matter. The higher up you go, the higher away from matter, of all matter, away from the fabric, the less the less you're taking away that brake that existed before. So no longer you have a brake system. So now the electrons are free to spin at their own velocity, whatever that velocity was or it is that we don't have, but it will all show up when you go higher up. So basically, they'll be spinning faster and faster and faster because there's no nothing restricting it from spinning faster to its full velocity. So remember, at this point, we don't have technology go up in the fabric of time and space. All rockets, and this is a rocket. Sorry, my drawing. All rockets have to go on top of the fabric of time and space or the universe. They can go that way, this way, this way, or backwards, but they cannot go up. Why? Because the fabric is like a bed sheet. Everything rolls on top of the fabric, including the rockets. Everything rolls on top. We don't have the technology to fly upwards away from the universe. Imagine you have a skateboard and you're rolling on a street. You know, skateboards are designed to for the ground level, the dirt, the sidewalk, but they don't have wings. You can't fly in the sky with a skateboard or bicycle. Same concept with the rocket. Rockets are designed to fly near the surface of the fabric of time and space, basically to roll on top of the fabric of time and space, because rockets don't have wings. Believe it or not, they cannot fly upward. They can only fly along the fabric, whether it be this way, this way, this way, this way, 360 degrees around, but they can't go up. Nothing can go up. The only thing that can go up is basically, this is twin black holes, and twin black holes, and they're spinning, and when they collide and they merge together, they create a full jet stream of energy, and that goes into the upper, away from the universe. And that's the only knowledge that I have, that it's able to escape the universe itself, that jet stream that is created when two colliding black holes are spinning so fast, and when they collide, they shoot out a stream of energy away from the into upward, away from the universe. Also, when they eat a planet, they also create that energy, and it goes away from the fabric of time itself. That's just a concept. Now, I have actually a interesting idea. So we know that electrons regulate the velocity of time individually. They can be synchronized, or they can be individually, like in two twins, one in a mountain and one in sea level. One in a mountain ages quicker because of the mountain underneath his feet that pulls on the electron and takes away the velocity. So therefore, the one in the mountain ages quicker, and the one at the sea level, the twin, doesn't age as quicker, but the opposite, it ages slower because there's nothing pulling on, no mass is pulling on his electrons, so his velocity is normal. So he ages slower. So that's the concept. In a universe, electrons are controlling our velocity of time individually, or synchronized, depending if everybody's in the same boat. Anyway, the sun itself produces a material that has no electrons. Yes, the sun's so hot that the plasma of the sun is so hot and intense that it strips away the electrons of that plasma, the hot plasma, superheated plasma. It strips away the electrons. So what I'm thinking is, if you can get that plasma somehow, or produce it on Earth without the electrons, and then you have this, and let it cool, super cooled, let it cool actually, and then you have a material with no electrons, and that material is not affected by time itself, not like we know today. So the material has no limitations with time. So it could be used material for aircraft, for interdimensional or time travel vehicles. So that is the only material that I know that is able to not be affected by time because it has no spinning electrons. Remember, in the universe, everything has electrons except for the plasma. the superheated plasma that strips away the electrons. So that right there, that material is unique because it has no effect from time itself. It's outside of time itself. Even though it exists, it's outside of time because it's only atoms and no electrons. It has no electron spinning. So if you have no electron spinning, you're not affected by time. You're outside of time basically. So using that material, you can create aircraft that can go around time itself, even into other dimensions. So you can use that material for aircraft. That's just my concept, my invention, my idea, that you could use this material for that. Also, everything I explained in this video is of my mind, and it could be used for knowledge and creation of other things. Anyway, you guys enjoy, and I think this is kind of cool video. And I mentioned I was going to make this video, so I did, and I explained why. The higher away and upward motion a person goes away from the universe, away from the fabric of time and space, your electrons will spin faster, therefore your time will slow down. So you live longer, possibly live for eternity, because your electrons spinning now closer and closer and closer to the speed of light. So you're slowing, and everything on the fabric of time and space is time is going quickly, but your time is going slower. So basically, you could live one day and then away from the universe, and the universe could be going past you 100 years per day, or so you live one day and 100 years already passed. So because you're going away from the fabric of time and space, basically it has more intense than, see, the black hole is the same thing. If you go to a black hole, it's the same as going away from the fabric of time and space, going upward, because if you go into a black hole, let's pretend one day there would be 100 years have already passed on Earth, or that concept. But if you go upward, it's same concept, because you're away from the masses, you're away from the matter that pulls your electrons. So if you're away from the matter that pulls your electrons, you slow down, and everything else is moving faster. So if you're away from the matter up into away from the fabric of time, going upward direction, or in the black hole, in both scenarios, or you're going close to the speed of light, and there's three ways time will slow down for you. And everything else will be one day you this way, and then everything on Earth passing be 100 years past while you spend one day in these three locations. Anyway, you guys enjoy, and hope you enjoy this concept. You guys have a good one, and enjoy your weekend.